Ever notice how some cities go from, "Where's that?" to, "How is it already expensive?" in like 6 months? Well, the search data's out, and Americans are quietly hunting for new hometowns, weekend getaways, and affordable escapes before the crowds catch on. We're counting down US cities that suddenly exploded in popularity, based on actual spikes in online searches and travel trends over the past few months. These are the places people are discovering now, and will be complaining about traffic in by 2026. So grab your moving checklist, your Zillow tab, and let's explore the American cities that are one viral TikTok away from being impossible to afford. Let's get started. First in the list, the city everyone made fun of until they visited. Number 9, Boise, Idaho. Boise used to be one of those places you couldn't quite place on a map. People would nod politely, "Idaho, right?" And that was the end of it. But lately, Boise's been trending harder than a new Apple update. According to Google Trends and Redfin search data, Boise has seen a huge spike in relocation interest over the past 2 years. And it's not hard to see why. It's got that perfect small city meets outdoor playground balance, riverside trails, mountain views, and neighborhoods that feel like Portland before Portland got expensive. The Boise River Greenbelt is basically 25 miles of paved pathway that connects the entire city. You can bike from work to happy hour without ever touching a car. In summer, locals float down the river on inner tubes like it's the most normal thing in the world. The downtown scene has exploded, too. Craft breweries, indie coffee shops, music festivals, and more tech workers in flannel than you'd think possible. The Boise downtown district is now packed with rooftop bars, farm-to-table restaurants, and weekend markets that make you question why you ever lived in a concrete jungle. Housing is still cheaper than most West Coast cities. The locals will tell you, "Don't say that too loud." The median home price is climbing, sure, but you're still getting way more square footage and yard space than you would in Seattle or Portland for the same money. Plus, Boise's got 4 actual seasons, not the California version where winter means wearing a hoodie. Real snow. Real fall colors. And summers that are hot but not surface of the sun, hot like Phoenix. It's the kind of place where your morning could start with kayaking on Lucky Peak Reservoir and end with a rooftop beer overlooking the foothills. Boise is no longer the best-kept secret. It's the place Californians Google at 2 a.m. while wondering if they can handle real winters. Next, the chill mountain town that somehow became America's cool kid. Number 8, Asheville, North Carolina. If you haven't heard someone mention Asheville in the last year, you might not have Wi-Fi. This small North Carolina city, tucked in the Blue Ridge Mountains, has been skyrocketing in travel and relocation searches since early 2025. Why? Because it's got that perfect blend of bohemian energy and mountain serenity that makes people say, "Wait, this feels like Colorado, but I can actually afford rent here." Asheville's art scene is alive and messy in all the best ways. Murals covering entire buildings, street musicians who are actually talented, not just enthusiastic, and craft breweries on every corner. Seriously, there are over 50 breweries in the area, which might explain why half the visitors never leave. The River Arts District alone is worth the trip, a neighborhood of converted industrial buildings now housing over 200 working artists. You can literally watch painters, potters, and glassblowers create while you sip local cider. It's like an art gallery where everything's still being made. It's also surrounded by scenic drives and hiking trails that'll make your Instagram followers legitimately jealous. The Blue Ridge Parkway is right there, offering views that look fake until you're standing in them. And downtown, it's got that perfect walkable energy where you can hit a farmer's market, vintage shop, and brewery all before lunch. According to Zillow and Redfin data, Asheville's housing search volume jumped nearly 40% this year, and travel platforms like Expedia listed as one of the most booked fall destinations of 2025. But here's what really separates Asheville from other, trendy, mountain towns. It still feels like a real place. Yeah, there are tourists, but locals still outnumber them. The businesses are still independently owned. You can still find affordable coffee that doesn't require taking out a small loan. So yeah, if you're planning to discover Asheville, you might want to do it now before everyone from Brooklyn and LA decides it's their next personality. Up next, where history, humidity, and charm all age like fine whiskey. Number 7. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah has always been gorgeous. Cobblestone streets, Spanish moss, and enough southern charm to power an entire Hallmark channel. But recently, it's gone from charming to charting. Search data shows Savannah's up nearly 35% in travel and relocation interest compared to last year, especially among younger Americans looking for affordable coastal living without selling a kidney. The city's secret sauce is balance. Historic squares that feel frozen in time. There are 22 of them, each with its own personality, but a creative energy that's buzzing. The art scene, fueled by SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, brings a constant stream of young, artistic talent. You'll find senior citizens walking dogs, past millennial graphic designers sketching in parks, and somehow it all just works. And the food? Let's just say Savannah's redefining comfort food, with shrimp, grits, and cocktails you could write poetry about. The restaurant scene ranges from old-school Southern soul food spots that have been family-run since the 1950s, to modern fusion restaurants where chefs are doing things with peaches and bourbon that should probably be illegal. It's also cheaper than Charleston, about 20–30% less for comparable housing, quieter than Miami, and way prettier than your Instagram feed gives it credit for. You can still find charming apartments in historic buildings for prices that would barely get you a studio in most major cities. Oh, and here's the fun part. You can legally drink on the streets downtown. That means your historical walking tour might turn into a spontaneous bar crawl, purely for educational purposes, of course. Savannah's to-go cup culture is real, and honestly, learning about the Civil War hits different when you're holding a frozen margarita. The city's also got Tybee Island just 20 minutes away, a laid-back beach town that feels like the Florida Keys without the Florida chaos. So yeah, Savannah isn't just a tourist stop anymore. It's quickly becoming the southern city everyone's Googling and secretly trying to move to before the prices catch up. Next, the city that everyone mistakes for Seattle, until they see the super low rent prices. Spokane used to be the quiet kid in the Pacific Northwest, friendly, low-key, and always in Seattle's shadow. But in 2025, it's stepping into the spotlight like, surprise. We've got waterfalls and Wi-Fi too. Search trends show a 42% spike in interest for Spokane this year, with people typing things like, Spokane cost of living, Spokane weather, and probably, how do you actually pronounce Spokane? Pro tip. It's Spokane, not Spokane. Locals will correct you, gently, the first time. Here's the thing. Spokane has everything people love about the Pacific Northwest: mountains, lakes, breweries, and that chill coffee shop energy, but without the six-figure rent. It's where tech workers go when they realize they can do Zoom calls anywhere and want their mortgage to cost less than a Tesla. The city literally has a waterfall in its downtown park. Riverfront Park sits right in the middle of the city with Spokane Falls as its centerpiece. You can grab lunch and watch a waterfall without leaving the urban core. Seattle's got the Space Needle. Spokane's got actual nature integrated into city life. And the city's getting cooler by the day. The downtown riverfront has been revitalized with the pavilion, gondola rides over the falls, yes, really, and outdoor markets. Kendall Yards, a newer neighborhood, has that trendy mixed-use vibe with local boutiques, yoga studios, and restaurants where the servers actually know the farmers. The outdoor access is insane too. You're an hour from 5 different ski resorts, surrounded by lakes perfect for summer boating, and have hiking trails that start basically at city limits. Mount Spokane State Park offers views that'll make you forget Seattle exists. So yeah, while everyone else is trying to discover Seattle for the third time, Spokane's over here quietly living its best life, affordable, scenic, and self-aware enough to see the next wave of transplants coming. Wait. Don't forget to like and hype this video if you loved it, so that YouTube will think that we're important. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's continue. Next, the desert city that decided to glow up while Phoenix wasn't looking. Number 5. Tucson, Arizona. If you ask someone about Tucson a few years ago, they'd probably say, "Isn't that where college kids and cactuses hang out?" Fast forward to now, and Tucson's trending so hard on Google it's basically the new, cool kid of the Southwest. Searches for moving to Tucson and Tucson cost of living have skyrocketed by nearly 50% this year, as Americans look for sunny weather and affordable living that doesn't require selling their soul or their air conditioning unit. Here's what's wild. Tucson's got everything people love about Arizona: blue skies 350 days a year, mountain views in literally every direction, 5 mountain ranges surround the city. That spicy southwestern food scene, but without the chaos and rent prices of Phoenix. It's like Phoenix's chill, artsy sibling who listens to indie playlists and composts. The food scene alone is worth the move. Tucson was named a UNESCO City of Gastronomy, the first in the United States. The Mexican food isn't just good, it's historically significant. We're talking Sonoran hot dogs, authentic carne asada, and family recipes that have been passed down for generations. You haven't lived until you've had a proper Tucson breakfast burrito. Add in a fast-growing restaurant scene beyond Mexican, Ethiopian, Thai, farm-to-table, outdoor festivals nearly every weekend, and sunsets that look photoshopped, and suddenly everyone's thinking, "Wait, I could live here." The city also leans into sustainability and culture. From vintage shops in the 4th Avenue district to desert art collectives, murals covering downtown buildings, and gem shows that attract international collectors. There's even a dark sky ordinance to reduce light pollution, which means the stargazing here is absolutely unreal. And let's talk outdoor access. Saguaro National Park flanks both sides of the city. You can literally finish work and be hiking among giant cacti watching sunset within 30 minutes. No road trip required. So yeah, Tucson's gone from college town background character to full-on main cast, and the best part? You can still buy a house here without taking out a loan from your future self. Up next is Denver's chill little sibling that accidentally became a hot topic. Number 4. Colorado Springs, Colorado. While everyone else is busy complaining about Denver traffic or Boulder rent, Colorado Springs has been quietly living its best life, and now, people are finally catching on. According to recent housing and travel data, online searches for Colorado Springs jumped over 45% in 2025, putting it among the top trending U.S. cities for relocation. And honestly, it makes sense. This place has everything Colorado is famous for, just without the sticker shock. Imagine mountain views from your porch, hiking trails minutes from your front door, and air so crisp it makes your lungs think they just leveled up. The city sits right at the base of Pikes Peak, elevation 14,115 feet, and yes, that's the mountain that inspired America the Beautiful. Which checks out, because this place looks like it was designed for postcards and drone footage. But it's not all nature and granola bars. The downtown's booming with breweries, over 30 craft breweries in the area, tech startups drawn by lower costs and quality of life, and a growing arts scene that feels refreshingly local. Like Denver in the 90s before avocado toast cost $15. Garden of the Gods is literally in the city, not near it, in it. Red rock formations that look like they belong in Utah are just sitting there, free to visit, with hiking and rock climbing that attracts people from around the world. Meanwhile, you can live 10 minutes away in a neighborhood with actual affordable housing. The city's also got this interesting mix of military presence. 5 military installations are nearby, and outdoor enthusiasts, creating a community that's disciplined but adventurous, which somehow works perfectly. Plus, Colorado Springs has actual seasons without the brutal winters of the mountains. Yeah, it snows, but it also melts within days because of the 300 days of sunshine. You get the Colorado experience without being trapped indoors for 4 months. So yeah, while Denver's over there doing its influencer thing, Colorado Springs is just winning quietly. Affordable, beautiful, and rising faster than a hiker on the Manitou Incline. Next, the beach city that somehow stayed humble. Number 3, Wilmington, North Carolina. If Charleston and Savannah are the southern belles of the coastline, Wilmington is their effortlessly cool cousin who shows up barefoot and still steals the show. This port city has been quietly trending up, with Google searches for Wilmington travel and housing up over 40% in the last few months. It's the perfect storm: beach vibes, a growing job market, especially in film production and healthcare, and that small-town charm that makes people think, this could be home. You've got beaches within minutes: Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, Cure Beach. Take your pick. The downtown lined with live oaks and old brick buildings along the Cape Fear River, and restaurants that somehow nail both seafood boils and craft sushi. The Riverwalk alone is worth the visit, a mile-long boardwalk along the river with shops, restaurants, and views that make you understand why people retire here. Oh, and movie fans, take note. Wilmington's been nicknamed Hollywood East, thanks to its long history of film production. Iron Man 3, Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, all shot here. Screen Gems Studios is one of the largest film facilities outside California, and the industry brings a constant flow of creative energy to the city. But here's what really makes Wilmington special: the neighborhoods still have character. Historic downtown with homes dating back to the 1700s, the artsy Brooklyn Arts District, the laid-back beach communities. Each area has its own vibe, but none of them feel corporate or manufactured. What makes Wilmington special, though, is that it still feels real. No massive tourist traps, no inflated Instagram tax. Just good people, salt air, and a city that feels like it hasn't sold its soul to tourism yet. You can still find local dive bars next to upscale restaurants, mom and pop shops next to modern boutiques. The job market's growing too, with healthcare systems expanding and the film industry providing steady work. Cost of living is still reasonable compared to other coastal cities. You're looking at home prices that are 30–40% less than Charleston or Charlotte. So yeah, before everyone else starts bragging about discovering it on TikTok, maybe give Wilmington a quiet visit. Just don't geotag your photos, okay? Next we are going to the city that went from "wait, where?" to "wait, this is incredible." Number 2, Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville used to be one of those names you'd drive past on a highway sign and forget 5 minutes later. But now, it's showing up everywhere, from Google's trending searches to best places to live lists in 2025. Search interest in Greenville has spiked over 50% this year, and it's easy to see why. The city's got small-town friendliness with big city glow-up energy. Think lively downtown streets lined with twinkle lights, boutique shops, art murals, and a food scene that punches way above its weight. And then there's Falls Park on the Reedy, a literal waterfall running right through downtown. Yeah, a waterfall. In the middle of the city. The Liberty Bridge suspension pedestrian bridge gives you views of the falls that look like they belong in a national park, not downtown South Carolina. While other towns brag about coffee shops, Greenville's over here like, we have natural wonders next to our brunch spots. Main Street is what every city wishes their downtown could be. Walkable, lively, but not overwhelming. Local shops, multiple theater venues, restaurants ranging from Southern comfort to international cuisine, all within a few blocks. You can park once and spend an entire day exploring without ever feeling like you're in a tourist trap. The food scene deserves its own paragraph. Greenville's got James Beard-nominated chefs, farm-to-table restaurants sourcing from local farms in the upstate, and a thriving brewery scene. Sobeys, Hall's Chop House, Gianna. These aren't just good restaurants, they're destination dining spots that compete with anything in Charleston or Atlanta. What's even better? The cost of living is still reasonable, especially compared to its southern siblings like Charleston or Atlanta. The median home price is climbing, but you're still getting southern charm, waterfall views, and a walkable downtown for prices that would barely buy a condo in most major cities. Plus, it's one of the cleanest, most walkable downtowns in the Southeast. Like a Hallmark movie, but with better tacos and actual diversity in the restaurant scene. The area is also surrounded by natural beauty. You're 45 minutes from the Blue Ridge Mountains, an hour from Asheville, and close enough to Charlotte or Atlanta for day trips but far enough to avoid their traffic and prices. So, if you're looking for a city that still feels fresh but already knows it's special, Greenville's your move. Just go soon, because this hidden gem phase won't last much longer. And in number 1, the city that went from college town to next big thing. Number 1, New Haven, Connecticut. If you told someone 5 years ago that New Haven would be trending globally as one of the top destinations in 2025, they'd probably assume you meant for pizza. Which, to be fair, still isn't wrong. But now, this coastal Connecticut gem is officially having a moment. According to Skyscanner's 2025 report, New Haven ranked among the top 10 fastest-growing travel destinations in the world, beating out major European hotspots. Yeah, a city famous for Yale, lighthouses, and mozzarella just outperformed Greece and Spain in search growth. So what's the deal? New Haven's that rare mix of history, affordability, and personality. Think cobblestone charm meets college town brainpower. You can walk from ivy-covered libraries to a hip coffee bar in 10 minutes flat. And those prices? Still, relatively, reasonable, especially when you realize you're just a train ride away from New York City or Boston. The city's transformation has been remarkable. East Rock Park offers hiking trails with panoramic views of Long Island Sound and the entire region. The 9th Square District has turned into a hub for restaurants and nightlife. And the waterfront redevelopment has created spaces where you can actually enjoy being near the water. The food scene alone is enough to start a civil war. Peeps versus Sally's Pizza is a debate locals will take to the grave. Both have been serving coal-fired, New Haven style of pizza. That's beats, not pizza, for nearly a century. The white clam pizza at Peeps is legendary. Sally's tomato pie makes people weep. Modern pizza rounds out the holy trinity. Tourists come for Yale and leave obsessed with pizza. But beyond pizza, New Haven's restaurant scene is exploding. From Union League cafes, French cuisine to Taiwanese breakfast spots to James Beard-nominated restaurants, the food diversity rivals cities 3 times its size. Add in live music venues like College Street Music Hall and Toad's Place, which has hosted literally everyone from U2 to Lady Gaga before they were huge, multiple theater companies, and a creative buzz that feels like Brooklyn 10 years ago, and suddenly, New Haven doesn't just look good, it feels inevitable. The Yale influence can't be ignored either. It brings world-class museums, all free to the public, lecture series, cultural events, and an intellectual energy that permeates the city. But unlike some college towns, New Haven has its own identity beyond the university. So yeah, it might have started as a college town, but at this rate, it's graduating straight into next big American city status. So there you have it. 10 US cities blowing up online right now that still feel undiscovered. From beach towns with brains to mountain cities with microbreweries, these are the spots that people are quietly Googling before they become the next overhyped tourist trap. The pattern here is clear. Americans are done paying premium prices for overcrowded cities. They're looking for places that offer authentic experiences, outdoor access, creative energy, and actual affordability. These 10 cities deliver all of that, for now. Before we go, if you're into traveling, ever had your flight delayed or canceled and just thought, well, there goes my vacation? Yeah. Turns out, the airline might actually owe you money for that. That's where AirHelp comes in. They'll fight for your compensation, even for past flights. That's up to $650 back into your account. So before you let another flight delay ruin your mood and your wallet, check the link in the description. Use code AHTP09 to get 9% off on all plans. Because sometimes, justice really is served at 30,000 feet. So if any of these cities called to you while watching this, maybe don't wait until they're discovered. Because the best time to move somewhere cool is before everyone else realizes it's cool. Which one's calling your name? Drop it in the comments, and hey, maybe don't wait too long. Because today's hidden gem is tomorrow's. We can't afford that anymore. If you liked this list, hit that like button, tap subscribe, and I'll keep finding the next places everyone's about to move to, before the internet ruins them.